Hey guys and girls, little disclaimer before we start this episode. This episode is going to contain scenes that some viewers may find upsetting or distressing. We are going to be harvesting some chickens today, some chickens and a turkey, and this is not something that we relish in. This is something that we have to do because we own animals, we own farms, and this is where our food comes from. This is where the food for ourselves and even our pets come from. So if that is something that's going to upset you, please do not watch this episode. This episode is to inform people and to show people how things are done in a very humane way. So we're on Joseph and Mariana's beautiful farm here in Fundau. They're going to show us how to harvest some chickens today. They've got some turkeys and some chickens that they're going to be processing.
I've been keeping chickens for quite a while actually, since I was about 4 years old, I think. So about 25 years. My father brought my first chickens home in a livestock crate from a cattle auction, and yeah, I think I had about 6 or 8 chickens, something like that. And yeah, it just slowly grew and grew, and I've become more and more obsessed with poultry. And when we moved over to Portugal, I couldn't wait to get my first poultry concern going, and now I've got quite a few birds. I'm not sure how many exactly, maybe 80 birds or so. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. So one of the birds that are being processed today is a very large turkey. Yep. And that's going to be for Christmas dinner.
It certainly is, yeah.
Yeah.
These are bronze-breasted, so they're a meat breed. They've been bred to get quite large and quick muscle growth. It unfortunately means that they don't have the same lifespan as what like a wild turkey or a heritage breed would have.
You were telling me that before you do the slaughter process, what you do is give them a little bit of aguardente.
Yep, it's an old traditional Portuguese way of doing things. You feed them a little bit of aguardente in the morning, which is like a nice strong alcohol. And yeah, it's just a little bit more humane, makes it as humane as we possibly can. They go a little bit more dopey and a little bit docile, and also because they're such a big bird, they're quite a handful when you're carrying them, and yeah, no one wants a wing to the face or anything. So
no, exactly. So he's in here with some of the roosters.
He's in here. They might try and escape.
Yes. Wow, look at that face. That's a very impressive looking bird. So this is a really good looking chicken. Look at this one. What is this called again?
This is a silver-laced Wyandotte, this one here.
Wow.
This is our oldest chicken on the farm as well. We brought her over from England.
That's incredible. Look at those feathers. That is such a beautiful bird. She's very relaxed as well.
She is, yeah. The Wyandotte breeds are really, really docile. We've got some meat breeds, which would be like the naked necks, like if I can find one. So there's the barred naked neck on the top of that pen over there.
Okay, yeah.
And there's a brown, a buff-coloured one over here. So they're a good meat breed. They get nice and heavy. They don't lay so many eggs though. So we've got there's obviously quite a few cockerels in here, but they're not going to be in here that much longer. They're on their way out.
They're obviously not giving you any eggs.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything apart from getting older and then potentially fighting with each other.
They're fighting with each other. They're pulling feathers out of the females as they get into maturity.
Yeah. They're overmating them and damaging their wings potentially. So
yeah, they pull feathers out and everything. Yeah. And on a not so nice point, they obviously cost a lot of money to have as well. There's not that much point keeping so many cockerels longer than you need to keep them. I generally keep mine for at least double what like a factory farmed bird would be kept. So factory farmed birds can be kept like until they're like 16 weeks old, 20 weeks old, and then they're slaughtered. But ours, they'll generally go until they're like 40 weeks old or something. I prefer the flavour when they're older as well. We've got some egg breeds as well. So they would be, if I can find them, they would be like the ISA Browns, which are all hiding. There's one just behind the feeder. Yeah, there's one just going into the egg box there. So we've got a couple of leghorns, the white ones in front of in the barn there.
Yes.
They're again a fantastic egg breed. And we've got some black rocks, but yeah, there's one over there. There's probably 5 or 6 black rock, 5 or 6 ISAs, and about 3 or 4 leghorns in there. I've got 5 geese, 2 grey ones and 3 white ones.
Okay.
I love geese, they're fantastic birds.
Yeah.
They don't really fulfil much of a role on the farm apart from some eggs in spring, but all year round they're the lawnmowers, you know, they're fantastic lawnmowers. They spend most of their summer days going through the cherry orchards, and they nibble at all the little grasses and stuff, and obviously fertilise on their way. So
yes.
That's quite handy, but yeah.
So your chicken pen area is basically, you've got a little stream coming down the side here.
Yep.
So you never have to worry about filling up water bowls or anything like that.
Never have to fill up the water. It's year round. The spring starts just on the corner of our land over there.
That's brilliant.
And it runs through my pond first.
Okay.
And fills the pond up, and that's all filtered by plants and stuff. So there's reeds and things in there, keeps the water nice and fresh, and it runs right down the back here, feeds the turkeys, and then comes through and feeds the chickens.
Wow, that's awesome, man. So I'm guessing the animals right now in the pen are sort of locked up in the pen temporarily, and they get to free range a bit?
These ones in here, yeah, these are all locked in here at the moment. We've got a little bit of a problem with the neighbour's dogs. He's building a pen for his dogs now, so he's going to lock them away, and then finally my chickens will be out on the grass again. But,
oh, brilliant, okay.
Free range.
Yeah, but it's nice to have it's a huge area, this. So
it's a
they've
fair
got plenty of
size.
space, yeah. I mean, you've got a lot of cockerels in here, and they're not fighting with each other or anything. So
these cockerels here, they were all incubated in the same incubator. They were then transferred to the same brooder, and then they went to the same grow-out pens, and now into here. So they're all figured out their hierarchies and dominances and all of that sort of thing. So the next stage is the dispatch.
Okay.
So we're going to. He's already been primed up. He's had his aguardent, so he's starting to get a little bit more calmer now and a little bit drunk.
he's a big bird, so I'm guessing
He's a big bird.
like if you try and grab him and he doesn't want to go, he can cause some damage.
Yeah, last week I picked him up to feel his weight, and a wing slipped out, and it was quite a cold day, so my ears were quite cold, and his wing hit me in the ear, and it's quite painful. So
well, yeah, I'm sure.
so
He's full of muscle.
If we can get him docile and calm, it's obviously a lot better for him and better for us as well, I guess. But yeah, this is my absolute worst job on the farm. It's not a nice job, and anyone who's an animal lover is never ever going to want to kill their own animals. But yeah, I'm a meat eater. I have 2 dogs and I have 10 cats, and they all eat meat. And I really don't like eating factory farmed animals. So other than becoming a vegetarian or a vegan, I prefer to have my own meat animals on the farm. And obviously I couldn't make my dogs or cats vegetarians, so it's a fantastic way of feeding the whole family, and knowing where your animals have come from, and knowing that you've loved them and give them the best life and the best death that you possibly can. He's a heavy bird.
He's a big boy, wow. That is crazy. I can't believe how big he is. And he's very docile.
He's quite docile.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to stop right here just for a second. Don't worry, we aren't going to show an animal being killed, and we're going to try and limit what you see so that you aren't seeing any blood, guts or gore. We want to show the reality of a farm and the reality of what it's like to own animals and what it's like to, you know, have to get to the stage where you have to butcher them and eat them. But we want to keep it as tasteful as possible, because we know that there's a lot of people watching our videos who are vegetarian, vegan, and we also don't know what sort of age groups are watching. So we hope that in this video we've done a good job of, limiting that, but also giving a good experience into what it's like to, grow up an animal on your farm and eventually have to butcher it for the table.
So it's quite a bittersweet moment for me. I really love this bird, like all of my animals, but yeah, I think I really love agriculture and the process of getting food to the table. But it's quite easy to become disassociated with where your food comes from if you see it wrapped up in plastic packaging in the supermarket. I like to know that my animal's had a nice life and it's lived on grass and everything, and it's lived with a lot of love, and I like to think that I've eased its passing and made it quite nice and you know, quite as comfortable as it possibly can. But yeah, bittersweet. I'm glad to get it out of the way, because it was like looming, you know, through October and November and the beginning of December. I was starting to get, I don't want to do it, you know. But it's coming. It's never easy to kill an animal, but it's more bearable to kill like a cockerel or something, you know. But like a big turkey that you've loved for months. He's big. Yeah, he is big. Plucked and going on the scales.
Wow, he is huge. It's about 9.5.
Roughly 9.5, but I've got some of his head there, but the body's going to be roughly about 9.5, I think.
Wow.
So now we'll clean him up a little bit. He's got a bit of blood on him. There's still a few pin feathers, and this is what I was talking about earlier with the black turkeys. You can see the pin feathers, and you'll see that on the table. Obviously, the skin will be darker once it's roasted.
But then you'll see these black, almost blackhead-looking things.
Yeah.
And that probably puts off a lot of customers.
Yeah, so the white birds are the ones that are generally sold. You know, you still get them, but you just don't see them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dunk him in the cold water now. Oh, he's still heavy. So dunk him in there. And I'm going to leave him in there for a little while just to soak in the cold water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to brine him inside. I'm not sure. I hope he's going to fit in the pot I've got, but we'll have to see. But yeah, fill that up with water and some salt and some onions and that sort of thing, and brine him in there for a couple of days until Christmas. So we're going to get a naked neck rooster, which is a nice meat breed. They've got a nice big breast on them. You can really feel the difference when you pick up a meat breed like this one. Sorry, Mariana. You can actually see and you can feel the breast meat on him there.
Yeah.
You can feel the breastbone. It's actually very hard to feel on him because he's got such a big breast.
Wow.
But it's about there-ish.
Yeah.
But you can feel the breast. It's like it's out. But then with the egg breeds, see, this one would be like a fantastic roast bird.
Okay.
He would be your Sunday dinner roast, you know. But and then that sort of bird that just flew past there, he's an egg-laying breed, and he's trying to create some eggs now, I think.
Yeah, he's very interested in that one. He's getting one last in before you do him.
Yeah.
Before you harvest him.
So he's an egg-laying breed, and you can't see it through the plumage, but they have like a concave breast. It's inward sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can really notice the difference. Them sort of egg-laying breeds, they would really only be good. You can roast them, but there's not enough meat to warrant it. So you could either, make them into a stew bird or a pie, you know, that sort of thing. That's what they would be good for, really. But yeah.
These turkeys are so inquisitive. Look at them.
They're fantastic little birds. They're such curious little critters.
So this is one of the white ones that you were talking about that wouldn't have those dark pin feathers.
Yeah. So the pin feathers you can see from the difference to this one next to it. The black feathers would stick right into the skin and be completely visible. The white ones would be barely visible.
Yes.
So again, he's had a little drinker inside that shed that we just took him out of, and that's had some water aguardent mix in it. So he's had a little bit of aguardent, not as much as the turkey. But.
So aguardent, for people who aren't Portuguese, is made out of grapes.
It is. It's made from the grape pomace after you've drained the juice and you've pressed it, the must. Then that's taken off. Put inside an alembic, or if you're English or American, I guess a
distill.
A distill, I guess, or
a
a still, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it's fired up and it drips out slowly, and all of the pure alcohol comes out.
Okay, so it's really strong. It's what, like 90 proof or 80 proof?
It's strong. I'm not sure what, but I know you feel it when it goes down. Yeah.
It's like fire water.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so he's had a little bit of that. So he'll be. Normally they might let you pick them up, but not like this. They wouldn't let you pick them up and walk around with them.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, he's a little bit more docile, so.
Cool.
It's the hardest walking up to the killing block, you know.
Yeah, of course. I think that's also, it's a hard distinction to make between animals that are pets and animals that are not pets, because especially when you love all animals.
It really is.
Thank you so much for showing us how that all
thank you for
works.
coming along.
Yeah, it was an eye-opening experience. It's good to know where food comes from, and I'm really happy to see that you take so much care in it and that you look after your animals so well, and also that you have compassion for them, and and I can tell that it's not an easy thing for you,
It really isn't an easy thing. It's a very hard thing.
Yeah.
Here's a couple of bottles of wine for you, Ken. We have quite a big vineyard. On a good year, it makes approximately 3,000 litres of wine, I guess.
3,000 litres?
3,000 litres.
That's incredible, dude.
But on a bad year, like this year was, not 3,000 unfortunately, but yeah.
That is
probably good actually, because I wouldn't get out and do work on the farm if I had 3,000 litres of wine.
Wow, okay.
Nearly there.
So how long has the wine been, it's been sitting in here since?
It's only just now about ready, so it's been sitting in there since about the beginning of September. Okay. So we've taste tested it now, and it's still a little bit sweet because it's it's like they call it like an immature wine. It's not had time to age properly.
Yes.
But so you can drink it now. It's still alcoholic and everything, and it tastes fine. But the taste will mellow out slowly over the aging process of a year or so.
So if I leave that if I take one of the bottles and I just let it sit with the cork in, it's gonna improve and.
Yeah, it would improve with time. Yeah. And this had oak chips in there as well, so it should have like a sort of
a nice
oak barrel, a smell of oak a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, okay, let's cork them up. So we've got a couple of corks here. So that goes there. If you look down, you can see the neck of the bottle in there.
Okay.
Get the cork, that pops in there.
Yeah.
And then when you push this down, it compresses.
It just drives the cork straight through.
And this going down prohibits that from moving. So it holds the bottle in place, compresses the cork in, and then pushes it into the bottle.
Wow, okay.
Like that.
Wow.
We have a bottle of wine.
Job done. Wow, look at that. Eh? Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I'm really looking forward to those. So, Joseph, strange having to wear all of these masks.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for having us. And
no,
thank you for the wine. And also, I'm really looking forward to giving this a taste.
I hope you like it.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers,
man. It's really good.
Yeah, I like it.
It's really good. Yeah.
Maybe I'm biased. I don't know, but I like it.
It is really sweet.
It is sweet. Yeah.
But obviously, those sugars are going to start getting taken out as it matures a bit more, and
it should become less and less sweet, I should imagine, and mellow out the flavour a little bit. But
yeah. So for viewers that haven't seen the previous episode where we interview the entire Marsh family and show you around their beautiful farm, can you just give us a quick recap of what your farm is like? How many hectares?
Yeah, sure. It's a 3-hectare farm. It's predominantly all a cherry farm, but yeah, we have a little olive grove, quite a lot of animals, probably more now than when you did the interview before. We've got a nice vineyard. It's about 3,000 litres of grapes on a good year.
That's incredible. I can't believe that. I mean, that is a massive amount of grapes. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And then it's mainly cherries, isn't it?
Yeah, predominantly cherries. Yeah. So in the springtime we've got all the cherry blossom, and it's every day outside picking cherries. And
And then you've got sheep.
Yes, we've got some sheep, geese, rabbits, quail, chickens, turkeys. Yeah.
Wow, so it's a proper farm. And you've got this amazing farmhouse.
Oh, thank you.
A beautiful swimming pool, an amazing pond. I mean, this place is paradise.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Joe. Let's call it a wrap there, and you and me can enjoy A little bit of wine.
Definitely, yeah.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers. That pretty much wraps it up. Thanks for watching. And if you haven't done it already, please don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button below. Don't forget to follow our Facebook and Instagram pages. We have a lot of posts on there that are things that you won't see in these YouTube videos and little updates about life on the farm.